Hey guys, a different type of video today. I'm going to be walking you through the Tiffany editing process. So I make my editing very easy. If you're taking this time to want to start a YouTube channel, I use a MacBook Air and I use iMovie. I find my earlier movies were done with Movie Maker and it was very hard to get all of the information. It was just much harder. So what I'm doing here is I'm firing up iMovie and I'm hitting the plus sign at the very top and I'm going to go to Movie. I actually use no themes, but these are all different themes here as far as transitions that you can play with. I personally just like videos that are straight up videos. I don't like a lot of fancy transitions and stuff, but to each their own, so make sure you go in and play with that. Now what we need to do is we hit import media. We need with the little arrow down at the top. If you missed that part, because I was yapping. We need to find out where is our video content. So for mine, I have one of the older MacBook Airs that actually has an SD card slot. So I'm going to go to My Media. It always pulls up with photos, so I just X'd out of that. Now you probably should be, or you probably are a lot more organized than me. However, I have a lot of videos that are still on my SD card. So, I've got to go hunt and peck around to figure out what video this is. So, I know that with my camcorder, I took 2 takes. So, I'm going to highlight both of those, and I'm going to import both videos into what you see there, which is under your video that you just created. Now, if you didn't notice, I titled this video the date that I want it to schedule on YouTube. Now we'll talk a little bit more about that, but I also want you to notice the yellow line. So see the yellow line right here, there's a break. So that's where my second video actually is. So whatever is yellow, select import entire clip and then drag it down to the bottom. Whatever yellow is what you are working on at this time. It's going to take, it's still to this day takes me a little while because sometimes I will have it not highlighted yellow. And then I'm actually going to pull my trailer in. I have a trailer video, the one that y'all watch all the time. In the very beginning is 7 seconds. I automatically take and drag that all the way to the front. And now I highlight the second one, and I'm going to, on my MacBook, I spread my fingers out on the mouse pad, and it actually opens up at the very bottom. Now, that was a little tricky because I struggled to get that to happen. Now, over there, you see the 2 squares that I was at that had it to flip around. And so I flip it, and then I mute it. There could probably be a hip-hop song around that. Flip it and reverse it. Okay, Missy Elliott, I don't know. And then we're going to speed it up. I typically speed up my videos to fast. Today I'm not doing this on this video that I'm recording for you right at this moment, but the one that I was doing here of me doing art, I actually find that people want to spend less than 15 minutes. So here is where you flip it. Now you may not have to flip it depending on how your tripod sits for you're filming. Mine actually sits in reverse, so I have to flip it around. So you may or may not have to do that step. Now, I always mute it because typically it's background noise, and you will know it's muted because at the very bottom on the blue, it's a completely solid, no little like jumps or whatever. And then I take a picture, which I have that says subscribe, and I put it at the very end, and I put it cropped to fill. So that it's a last little reminder as you get through for your viewers to remember to subscribe to your channel. Now, typically on my videos, I do import just using the airdrop feature on your iPhone. I take a picture with my iPhone and then I import it. Now, your last little end card there, which we're not going to get into all that fanciness, but I was showing you that it's 12 minutes, which is less than 15, which we talked about. So now going into my intro video. Back in the day, people would say my intro video was so loud. So those little bars at the bottom that I was playing with, tinkering a little bit, you can drop it down to 14%. And then there's there's probably a fancy word for that, but I'm going to call it like a transition from, there's a word I can't find, like to get lighter. To the tone to get lighter as I go into the video. There's a little circle that I was playing with right there that you may or may not be able to see that you can drag up and down. Guys, nobody showed me how to do videos. I just had to figure it out on my own. Now, if you mess up just like I did, you can go up to the top and you can say edit, undo, and it will do just that, edit, undo. Isn't that a cool feature? So here's something I'm going to show you, which is how to split a clip. So if you find the area that you want, you see that break that just happened. So that's in fast, and I hit split clip, and I just wanted to delete that because it was just a lot of mess in the beginning. Sometimes when you hit the camcorder. Now this one I want to hit and slow down so you can actually see that product. So I'm going to hit split clip, and then I have 3 different pieces. The one that has the rabbit in the middle that I want to slow down, you see I go up to the top, and I'm actually going to slow it down. And so then I watch it just to see, and boom, there it is. And I'm only watching it because I'm teaching y'all. I've edited hundreds of videos, so I don't spend a lot of time in editing. I mean, I just have it down to a place where my camcorder does have pause on it, and I can tell y'all what that camera is down in the description box. And this right here, I just check and see that I don't have a hand inside of the frame, and then I will split clip and delete that little chunk because it was really dead air. Like, maybe you don't want people to watch you dry your paints because, I mean, it's such a really sexy and cool thing to watch somebody's paint dry, but maybe you don't want to do that. So you just go in there and split it up and delete what you don't want. And remember, if you delete the wrong piece, go up to the top and hit your edit and then undo, and then it'll bring that piece back. I've deleted lots. So now let's talk about voiceovers. If you see at the very top where that little red circle is, that is your voiceover button. That is what you're going to do to record the voice. Now, I typically do this all at one smooth time. So I edit the entire video, I make it fast, then I go in and I record my voiceover. And then I just let it rip. Like, I just talk, because I don't really... I mean, y'all are watching this video. You know, I'm not trying to be super professional. I'm just me. I just keep it real. People seem to like that, thank goodness, because I can't change. And I just let it go, and that's what it is. Now, I do this all at one time. If you did not do it that way and you needed to, like, space it out and go back and re-say something over again, then you can hit the stop button. You can click on the green part, okay, and then you can actually remove that chunk just like you could with the video. So once you're completely done with that, so you've done all your voiceover, everything's done, it's all sped up, and you are good to go. And I have got requests to make my voice louder when I do my voiceovers. So you go down to the bottom where the green is and you drag that line up to the top. And I do it at 400%. People can turn their volume down if they want to, if I'm too much of a loudmouth. And now we're going to save it. So we're going to hit, mine may be a little bit old, so yours may actually look a little different. So this is where you can go into YouTube. But I suggest you do the compact as fast and it at 720p. Now, I have one camcorder that does 1080p that I had to purchase to actually film videos. And now I don't do it as 1080p because it takes too long and it's too much memory, and the quality isn't that much different anyway. So now when you go into YouTube, you're going to hit, mine has that little, you saw the little arrow up at the top, and then you're going to select your file. I always put my files on desktop, and I always date them the name that I'm going to air them, because sometimes when I'm feeling real good and organized, I go ahead and film a lot at one time. Now for me, I actually leave the date as the title for the moment. Now I'm going to have to do another video because the rest of you won't be able to monetize unless you have so many views on your channel. I do have that option to monetize, so I do monetize the videos. And then it talks here about in cards and iCards. I would not be overly, learn the basics first. And then I'm going to schedule. Guys, it was like a year before I realized that you could schedule on YouTube. Where was I at? I would have to get up and hit the button at whatever time, or I would have to remember. Yeah, not cool. So go ahead and schedule whatever date and whatever time you want your video to go. Now, these are just the basics. Again, if you want to know more about that, I'm sure there's other videos out there on YouTube that will tell you exactly all the ins and outs of it. This is just a quick how to do it efficiently with your time and get your videos uploaded quickly. I hope you enjoyed this different style video today. I will be doing another one on how I create my thumbnails. Until next time, toodaloo!